We back in here. We back. Should be back.
MS-13 animals and child predators will ravage your communities. They're already ravaging your community. Don't forget, they haven't been here that long. They're getting used to it. When they get used to it, they're going to be coming at you at levels that nobody's ever seen before. We have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime, and it's going to be as vicious as any crime ever seen in this country before, and it's a guarantee. In addition, we have hundreds and hundreds of terrorists in our country that have been allowed in. We didn't allow them in. We had a strong border. We had 1 year where Border Patrol actually said under Trump...
If you just tuned in, we are listening to Trump. He's on the campaign, trail, laying his Mac down, if you will, Let's get back into it.
Now we have hundreds and hundreds of people coming in, thousands of people coming in, and these are the world's worst terrorists. And it's 100% certain that really bad things are going to happen. So we don't have a choice. Vote Republican, and we will begin the largest deportation operation in American history. And I don't say that with fondness.
Trump laying his Mac down right now. Let me know if y'all guys are tuned in. We're just tuning in to the live. He's live right now on the campaign trail. So we're just tuning in real quick. Just want to hear his thoughts.
Taking murderers out of our country, but we don't like him. He shouldn't be taking murderers out of our country. The truth is, Dwight Eisenhower, he was a sort of a moderate type of guy. General Eisenhower, he was president. Do you know when he was president, he was the strongest president in history outside of what we did, the strongest in history on the border. He hated when people came into our country illegally. And we want people to come into our country, but they have to come in through a process. They have to come in legally. We want people. Harris has let them all in, and we will send them all back. We have to send them back to their countries. Their country, when I came in, we had a lot of MS-13 gang members. They're probably the toughest gang in the world, really ruthless people. And I came in, I said, we got to get them out. I told one of the generals, sir, they won't let us have them in. Under President Obama, the countries where they came from, Honduras and Guatemala and all over the place they come, from South America in this case, the countries said, we're not letting them back in, and they would put major aircraft
Trump laying his Mac down.
On the runway. So if we were coming in with
again, if you're just tuning in, we're just watching the campaign trail. Trump is on the campaign trail. I believe he's out in Montana. He's in Montana right now. He's just laying his Mac down on the campaign trail. Let's tune back in.
They don't want him back. MS-13 gang members. Who can blame them, right? So I said, how much money do we pay them? He goes, sir, we pay them $750 million a year. Sir? I said, all right, inform the countries that they're delinquent. They're not taking their criminals back. They're sending criminals in. They send them in the caravans. They put some really bad types in the caravans, and they pour in by the thousands, that we're not paying them anymore. We're ending it on day one. I signed a document. The next day, I come into the beautiful Oval Office, so beautiful, resolute desk. I sit down. Sir, we have a call from Guatemala. Sir, we have a call from... Hold up. And they call and they wanted to know, sir, we understand there's a misunderstanding. I said, no, why? There's no misunderstanding. You're sending your criminals into our country back. Of America. And they all said the same thing. The calls came in early in the morning. They all said the same thing. Sir, there must be a misunderstanding. Hold up. And we took tens of thousands. We took thousands and thousands out. Believe it or not, there were a lot on Long Island. You read the story where they killed two beautiful 16-year-old girls walking to school, and they killed them with a knife. They sliced them up into little pieces.
Wow.
Why? Because that's much more painful than getting shot.
I heard about that. Actually, I'm from Long Island, and yeah, man, what he's talking about is true. They did find bodies in Long Island, out near, not too far from where I live, and also in Suffolk County. So what he's talking about, he's not lying. He's telling the truth. They did find bodies from immigrant gang members. Let's get back into it.
And a lot of them in New York, and amazing, as I said, in Long Island. And they'd walk into a gang of 15 of the toughest guys you've ever seen, and you'd see fists and feet and back and forth, and it would go on for 3-4 minutes. And then the ICE guys would get up and they'd take these guys into a paddy wagon, put them in, and would bring them back to their country. And then she wants to get rid of ICE. These are incredible patriots. They're tough people, and they love our country as much as anybody, and maybe more than most. One of the most sinister accomplices in Kamala's plot to demolish.
He's talking about Kamala wanting to get rid of ICE.
In the U.S. Senate, one of the biggest phonies in American politics. His name is John Tester. And I don't speak badly about somebody's physical disability, but he's got the biggest stomach I have ever seen.
Woo!
Fire! 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 The biggest stomach. I have never seen the stomach like that. Because he doesn't look that heavy.
Trump clapping at him. Trump clapping at him.
So if you use the word fat, you can say obese, you can say anything, but you can't say fat. That's the end of your political career. I said it the other night. Somebody in the audience said, Chris Christie is a fat pig. And I said, sir, Chris Christie is not a fat pig. You should. Fire, fire, fire,
Oh.
And Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas. You remember Pocahontas?
Looking for the perfect beat?
Trump just referred to Kamala Harris as Pocahontas. Let's get back into it.
But Kamala votes with them 100% of the time. Did you know that, Steve? 100% of the time. I promise you, Tim will not be voting 100%. He may vote with them 0. I would say 0 would be close. But in a 50-50 Senate, Tester could have single-handedly stopped the invasion of our country, but he voted against stopping it. Instead, Tester voted for mass amnesty. He voted against the border.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button if you like what Trump is talking about. Hit that like button if you think that Trump is laying his Mac down.
Greatest policy of all. You couldn't come into our country, you had to remain. They had hundreds of thousands of people that came up from the South. Hundreds of thousands, they couldn't get into our country. He ended it, and these people came in. You think it was easy to get that deal with Mexico? It was very tough. I had to say, I'm going to put a lot of tariffs on you. They give it to me or not. They were very nice. It was amazing. They wouldn't give it to me. They said, no, sir, we won't do that. I said, all right, I'm going to tariff your cars at 100%. Sir, we'd love to give you that. We would love a policy of remain in Mexico. We think it's wonderful. You had to see Tijuana. Tijuana was the fastest growing city in the history of the world. They were having hundreds of thousands of people pour into Tijuana, but they couldn't come into our country because I said to Mexico, you can stop them. You can stop them at your southern border.
OG Goofy, stop spamming. That's your first and your last warning. Stop spamming.
Horrible, very dangerous for women, very dangerous. Women die all the time. They're being raped. They're dying. The whole thing is a horror show. He voted against Title 42. That's a bad one. He voted against increasing funding for ICE. He voted to provide the deciding vote to shield illegal alien criminals like the one who murdered Laken Riley from deportation. He didn't want the person deported.
If you feel like Trump is laying his Mac down, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get back into it.
You are approving the Harris plan to make the 20 million Biden illegals into voting citizens. She said today she wants to give them the right to vote. Many of these people are killers and criminals.
What did I say? That the Democrats are trying to make an immigrant class that they are going to let vote. What did I say? He's saying exactly what I said. The Democrats are trying to create an immigrant class that they could use for votes. He's saying the same thing.
Security. will save your Social Security with no increase in age or anything else.
Luke, stop spamming. No spamming. Don't spam. If you got something to say, just say it. Don't spam the channel. I will get you up out of here. Don't spam. First and last warning. Stop spamming.
Reduction.
You can say whatever you want, but listen, stop spamming.
It was a disaster, but they lied because that's what they're good at. They're con people. You know what they are? Misinformation, disinformation. After they got the bill passed, which they shouldn't have had, trillions of dollars, inflation went through the roof.
That's a fact.
The vote to kill the Keystone XL pipeline. Do you remember that?
I remember that. I remember that.
What the hell are these reporters doing over here? Pulitzer Prize winner. Doug Mills, the great Doug Mills, Pulitzer Prize. Even though he works for the New York Times, that's okay. He works for the New York Times, and that's one of the only Pulitzer Prizes that was actually earned. Maggot Hagerman. Did you ever hear of it? Maggot Hagerman.
That was the stream messing up like that. That wasn't me.
Pretends like she knows more about Trump. I have nothing to do. If the woman speaks to me once in a year, today I called her. I said, your stories are all fake. Why don't you stop it? But think of it. They have a man here who I really like. He's a great photographer. Doug, it's nice to have you. Make me look nice and thin if you don't mind. He voted for environmental extremist Tracy Stone Manning to lead the Bureau of Land Management, and he voted the radical left Interior Secretary Deb Haaland.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
To wage war on your.
We got 100 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're rocking with Trump, hit that like button.
And I'm going to introduce some of your people. We have a man here who knows Tester better than I do, better than anybody does. And Tester and I have nothing to do with each other. And when you watch his commercials, you can forget it. He never votes for me. He voted to impeach me. That guy voted to impeach me, stomach brimming out like a big slob. Do you want to? I want to impeach. Why? I don't know. What did he do wrong? I did nothing wrong. But I have to tell you, the Republicans stuck with me, and we won very easily. We beat him.
Hit that like button. We got 129 people in here. Hit that like button.
Texas.
If you're rolling with Trump, hit that like button. I'm putting respect on Trump's words. Hit that like button if you're rocking with Trump.
Doctor, he was my White House doctor. He was Obama's White House doctor and Bush's White House. He was also an admiral. So he was an admiral and a doctor. Then he became the doctor in the White House. And you know when I fell in love with him? They said, who's the healthiest? He took care of Bush, Obama. Did anybody ever hear of Barack Hussein Obama? Yes. He took care of Obama, and he took care of Trump. And they said, who's the healthiest of those presidents? And he said, without question, it's Donald J. Trump. And I said, I love this guy. Ronnie Jackson.
Ronnie Jackson.
President, thank you. Howdy, Montana from the great state of Texas. All right.
Why he kind of pushed Trump out the way like that? I felt like Trump. They kind of let Trump ramble on. But I kind of like that style. I like how they just let Trump get on stage and just ramble and ramble and ramble.
For 25 years, I was on active duty serving my country. I was an emergency medicine physician, right? I went to Iraq with the United States Marine Corps to a surgical shock trauma platoon on the battlefield between Fallujah and Ramadi. I spent the last 14 years of my career in the Navy on active duty at the White House, serving 3 presidential administrations and taking care of 3 presidents, including the best president.
This is the doctor he was talking about. Okay. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Keep hitting that like button.
A spotless, flawless career in the Navy. I had never had a single complaint about anything. I was a Navy Rear Admiral. And at the end of my time in the military,
this is one of Trump's butt buddies.
President Trump had the trust and confidence in me to nominate me as the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. which I was happy to. However, let me tell you, John.
Was he one of the people that got indicted? Let me know, y'all. Have y'all heard of this man? Was he one of the? Was he in that indictment? I haven't seen him before.
Also up for re-election. It was
Let me know.
2018. He decided that it was in his political best interest
Mm-hmm.
and would help his election if he could come out and be the guy that tore down one of Donald Trump's cabinet nominees.
Somebody said rambling is not good. I like when Trump rambles. I like it. I like when Trump
For
rambles.
my family, he got together with some disgruntled employees.
Trump is a charming individual. He's very charming. He's very likable. I like Trump because I'm from New York. I like Trump. So, I like when he rambles. I don't mind it.
Got together with him and his staff.
If you're talking about this dude, yeah, I don't want to hear him ramble. But yeah, Trump. When Trump rambles, I don't mind it. I like when Trump rambles.
They said that he labeled me on TV as the candy man, right? He said that I was recklessly prescribing narcotics. I can tell you, I can count right here on this hand right here how many times I prescribed narcotics at the White House in 14 years. He put that out there. He said that I got drunk and wrecked a government vehicle. Any two-bit investigator can figure out whether or not that happened. He knew it didn't happen. He knew it.
Any two-bit investigator.
Since then,
Any two-bit investigator.
he was going to destroy me.
What are you talking about, nigga? I'ma come clean. I don't know what this nigga talking about. I don't know what he talking about.
Work for you. They work for
I don't work for you.
That's who they work for. Anyways, look, this man tried to destroy me. He tried to destroy my family. I've been waiting for 6 years to get back here for this night, to be with this man right here, to come after him. The end of John Tester starts tonight.
Why y'all so butthurt when I'm talking about him rambling? I just told you I don't mind when Trump rambles. What are y'all talking about? Why y'all so butthurt that I said that I don't mind when Trump rambles? That's a compliment. I said I like when Trump rambles. Like what are y'all getting butthurt about? I said I like when Trump rambles. Y'all getting butthurt over that?
What we're going to do is we're going to bring Tim Sheehy to the Senate to replace this swamp hippopotamus, John Tester. So I want to thank you all for coming out and for showing your support and your willingness to help us take this country back. We've got 87 days left. Let's get it done.
87 days until election night.
Great job. Other than that, he likes him very much. But I was a part. Look, I maybe blame myself. I said to her, he was a great admiral, highly respected in the Navy. He was a great White House doctor. So you have two. You have leadership and you have the doctor. So I figured
We got to get to Kamala too. Kamala was on her campaign trail as well. We're gonna play her footage as well today too. We're gonna get to both.
running the VA, you're a great leader. You're a great admiral, highly respected in the Navy.
We definitely got to compare
War,
speeches.
everything. He had everything you could have. And on top of that, he's a great doctor, a great man, a great personality. Everyone loves him. And, I went to him, I said, what do you think? And he didn't want it. He said, sir, I'd rather not, but he's an incredible patriot. He said, but if you want me to do it, because he was ready to retire and go on to move to Texas and do whatever he was going to do. He said, if you want me to do it, sir, I'll do it. He didn't want to do it. Everybody else would want it, but he really would have preferred not. I said, Ronnie.
Keep voting. Keep voting. Who are you rocking with, Kamala or Trump? Who are you voting for?
So I let it out that I'd like to put Ronnie.
Let your vote shine.
Officially, I let it out to the fake news. I said I'd like to put Ronnie in as the head of the Veterans Administration. And that's when Tester hit. And it was vicious. It was vicious. It was really. And I didn't even say it. After it happened, I said, Ronnie, it's really unfair. And, they sent out people, and we did too, to investigate every charge.
We're going to get to Kamala Harris' speech next.
Totally false. And he
We're going to let Trump lay his Mac down.
wife has a son. I was making the commencement address at Annapolis. His son was one of the best students at Annapolis, right at the top of the class. And I had to look at the son, and I had to say, what they're doing to your father is really unfair. This is one of the finest men you'll ever see. And that John Tester couldn't have cared less. He just wanted publicity for himself, and it's a disgrace. You have to defeat John Tester. I'm telling you, you have to defeat. You have to do it. And when Ronnie heard what I was doing, he said, oh, you're going to Montana. Does that have anything to do with Tester? I said, actually, it does. We're trying. He said, may I go? He was in Texas.
If you're riding with Trump, hit the like button. Only the Trump supporters. Hit the like button. If you're rolling with Trump tonight, hit the like button, all right?
Get rid of that guy's bad news. Montana, you've got to do it, and you're going to do it. And I want to bring up, if I could, you heard him just for a second, because I want to shake his hand. He's a spectacular person. He was picked by Steve Daines and a group of people. We were looking for perfection because we didn't want any excuses. The fact that he's handsome should have nothing to do with it, but he is a handsome guy. But he's got everything. He's highly successful, great education, Purple Heart recipient, a former Navy SEAL, which, as you know, is a big deal. It's a tough thing to be. A combat veteran at the highest level, a Bronze Star, and he's got his really is valor.
Stay tuned. We're going to get to Kamala Harris' speech next.
You know, the other one talks about valor. He has a different kind of a valor. It's the opposite. But Tim Sheehy is going to be announced.
Oh, he's talking about Timmy Boy.
He was a great businessman.
Tampon Timmy.
Aerospace company. He started it in a barn in Montana, right here. Employed a lot of people, turned it into a big success. And I'd like to ask, just to say a few words real quickly, Tim Sheehy, you've got to vote for him. Thank you. Tim, come on up.
Trump bringing up all these people right now. He's the second person he brought up here tonight. Let's see what he's talking about. See, I don't see the Democrats bringing up all these different people on stage, you know? It's just Kamala and, Timmy Boy, Tampon Timmy on stage.
I'm a true follower of his about 4 years ago. For those of us who fought in the Middle East, we knew who we were really fighting the whole time. It was Iran. They were murdering us. They've been murdering Americans for 45 years. They were blowing us up.
Hit that like button.
They were sending their hit teams across the border and killing us so we could never cross back over and get them. We could never touch them. It was a one-way fight. And in the Obama years, those of you who were there, you know, our hands were tied. I had to watch these guys get killed and sent home in boxes, and we couldn't do anything about it. And that was so frustrating. It made me sick. And a few years ago, when we were fighting ISIS, Trump told the Iranians, don't touch any Americans. We're here to fight ISIS. You touch one hair on any American's head, we're going to kill you. And they didn't believe him. And they didn't believe him. And then they launched some rockets at some Americans up at Balad. And we lost a couple. And Trump didn't hesitate. The next day, he dropped a bomb on that son of a bitch, Qasem Soleimani, and blew him to pieces. He blew him to
Fire!
pieces.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
And I told the president in person the first time we met, I said, listen, you may endorse me or not, you may support me or not, but I'll tell you one thing, you will always have my loyalty because you're the guy that dropped a bomb on that son of a bitch Soleimani, and you'll always...
That's how he's feeling. He doesn't care about the innocent people that have lost their lives.
But listen, Biden, Harris, Waltz, whatever you want to call them.
But respect to those soldiers, because I do have a lot of respect to those soldiers that, fight for our freedoms. Salute to those soldiers.
To illegal immigrants. They're taking money out of your pocket and sending billions of dollars of it overseas to other countries while you're going broke. Our gas prices have doubled and tripled. Inflation's through the roof.
If you're a Trump supporter, hit that like button. Hit that like button. I'm putting respect on Trump. When I listen to Kamala Harris clips,
so this fall,
I stop it. I play a bunch of clips through the time. I stop every time she say a word. I stop her. I'm putting respect on Trump. I'm allowing him to speak.
Great job.
If you're a Trump supporter, let it be known. Hit that like button. Let's get into Trump.
Thank you very much, Tim. And I have to say, Tim stands for very strong borders, all the things that we want. He wants strong borders. a very strong military, low taxes, low inflation. But more importantly than anything else, he wants to make America great again. He's going to do it. We're going to do it together. Also with us tonight, and I said it before, he's a special man. Senator Steve Daines, you're lucky to have him. He's an unbelievable, respected by everybody. And it's an honor to have him as a friend. And he wanted to do this race. He said, we have to do this race. We have to take control of the Senate and the House. We're going to do the House. We're going to do the Senate. And this is the answer right here. This is the one seat. We do this seat, we're going to win the Senate. So important. And Tim, you're going to be great. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Steve, you're a fantastic man. Kids, you have a great father. Take good care of your father, okay? I mean that. And I alluded to it before. He's a fantastic guy, a friend of mine. I was one of the earliest to endorse him. Greg Gianforte, your governor. He's been respected by everybody. Greg, please. Please, thank you. A representative who has been absolutely a fantastic guy. He's a tough cookie. He's a great fighter. He has every military record you can have. Ryan Zinke, he's running for Congress again. Good luck, Ryan. You're going to do great. Thank you. I saw some good poll numbers on you today. That's very nice.
Somebody said, "Oh, you don't have no respect for Trump." I'm allowing Trump to speak. You don't see me interrupting him every 5 seconds. When I listen to Kamala Harris, I interrupt her every 5 seconds. I'm allowing Trump to speak.
Ronnie, and I tell these
What are y'all talking about?
It's going to be Ronnie. Oh boy. But you know what he did? He came back and he said, I'm going to run for Congress. And he ran, and he won. And he won big, big. All right? That's pretty good. Think of it. You're a great doctor, become the White House doctor. You're a great admiral, you're doing great. Then you decide, I'm going to run for Congress. So you have Congress, you have doctor, you have admiral. Who the hell has a career like that? That's pretty good. That beats all of us. Tim, that beats all of us, I think. Former acting attorney general and a friend of mine, Matt Whitaker. Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. Great job. Your auditor. Oh, that's good because you have a lot of money here. Troy Downing. Thank you very much. Troy, great job. Secretary of State, Christy Jacobson. Christy, thank you. Good job. You have my endorsement. She's got my endorsement. They both do. I'm giving you my endorsement now. This way I don't have to go home and write it out. Is that okay? She has my endorsement, complete and total endorsement. Your great Attorney General, Austin Knudsen. Thank you, Austin. Great, beautiful family. Great family. State Party Chair, Don Kalschmidt. Where's Don? Don, thank you very much. Good job you're doing. They're all doing well, right? They're doing well, Don. You're doing a great job. RNC Chairman Michael Watley, very powerful man. Michael, thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. He's got one function. We don't need the votes. He's going to stop the steal. He's going to stop the steal. He's going to make sure that those votes are properly counted. You ever hear things like this? You vote
Stop the steal. Stop the steal. Stop the steal. Stop the steal.
We want to go back to
Let's bring that back.
Paper ballots. Very simple. Very simple. But he did a great job. He was the head of the Republican Party in North Carolina when those other states were being robbed and rigged. That guy held so true, and he's going to do it with. He had actually
Hit that like button. Hit that like button, y'all. I'm putting respect on Trump right now.
You can never take
4-5
with these people because they do something very, very well. You know what that is? They cheat. That's what they is. And in the audience is a man that I gave a pardon to, and I'm very proud. Would you stand up, please? Stand up.
Kodak Black is there?
Hat on right there. Yeah, stand up. I was very honored. Handsome guy, too.
Who that?
People were very happy with that. You were happier than anybody, but it was my honor to do it. Thank you very much. And one of our greatest golfers in the history of, I'm a golfer, I love golf. This guy is a major golfer. He's a major friend of mine. one of the best ever. They knighted him in England or in UK, and he just knew how to win. He could take people and he'd play the best players in the world, and they always folded in front of him. In fact, I think I'm going to bring him into government because we like to get other people to fold. And his nickname is Foldo, but he's really, because he makes everyone, but his name is Faldo. Nick Faldo and his beautiful wife, Lindsay. Where is Nick? Where is Nick? That guy can play golf. He's won 6 majors.
Get in the poll and vote. Who you're rocking with, Kamala or Trump?
Thank you very much.
Let me know who you're rocking with. If you rocking with Trump, hit that like button as well.
You ever hear of Nick Faldo? Yeah, they heard. Thank you very much, Nick. It's an honor. You are a piece of work, I'll tell you. He's a tough cookie, too. You talk about a tough cookie, that's a tough cookie. From the moment we take back the White House from Kamala and Crooked Joe, I believe we're going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. Starting on day 1, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. To bring down the prices of all goods, we will stop the Biden-Harris war on American energy, and we will drill, baby, drill. Gasoline-propelled car, or if you want a hybrid, or if you want an electric car, it's great. But you can have your choice. Whatever you want, you're going to have your choice. That's the way it should be. We will pass massive tax cuts for workers, and that includes no tax on tips, as I said. We're going to stop outsourcing, demand a level playing field for the American worker, and turn
no tax on tips.
into the manufacturing
Stop taxing the tips.
of the world. We had it going so beautifully.
We're going to get to Kamala Harris' speech next, y'all.
And ended it. We're
Stay
going to be
tuned.
the manufacturing superpower of the world, and we can do it so easy. We're going to rebuild our cities into beacons of hope and safety and beauty, better than they have ever been before, and we will end the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels. We're going to demolish. We're going to crush the gang violence, support our police, and lock up violent offenders behind bars. And we are going to straighten out the crime in our cities. We are going to straighten out the crime in our country. We're going to get it done fast. We will deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. You see what's happening. And before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled. I will
He gonna stop that thing.
through strength.
Stop. He gonna stop all those billions of dollars being sent over there.
Think of it. No wars during the Trump administration, Steve. In my next term, we will build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our country, a dome like has never been seen before, and it will be entirely made in the USA, including Montana. And unlike Biden, who's destroying Social Security and so many other things, I will not cut 1 cent from Social Security. I will not raise the age, which they want to do.
Hit that like button.
Social Security and Medicare.
If Jim Crow Joe is destroying Social Security, hit that like button. Hit that like button.
And as you know, I kept my promise for 4 years, and I will keep my promise very easily again. And seniors, as I said, will not pay taxes on their Social Security. That's a big deal.
Oh, I didn't know I didn't know he was running on that. Okay, that sounds interesting.
Federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content onto the lives of our children. We're not going to do it. I will not give 1 penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate.
Interesting.
Right? And I will keep men out of women's sports, if that's okay. Fire! See, Nick, at least in golf, You know, they got a putt, right? Maybe in golf they have a little chance, but not much. No, I don't see it. I know you too well. I don't see them playing against you. But the women golfers are doing very well. But what do you think, Nick? You keep men out of women's sports? You think that's okay? I think so, huh? I think so. I will fully uphold the Second Amendment. We will protect innocent life, and we will restore free speech in our country.
Yeah, if you're a gun owner, you need to vote for Trump.
The goal will be one-day voting with paper ballots, proof of citizenship, and a thing called voter ID. They don't want voter ID. Why don't they want voter ID?
Firearm holders, Kamala Harris is trying to take your
They
guns.
want to cheat. There's only one reason you don't want identification. You want to cheat. The radical left Democrats rigged the presidential election in 2020. We will not let them rig the presidential election in 2024. Not going to let them rig it. And we want to do this.
Keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that like button.
And so is Tim.
We got a lot to get to.
Do this as a land.
We starting off with this Trump talking, you know.
No matter what they
We
do.
live right now. We live.
We want to win too big to rig. Too big to rig. Too big to rig.
Too big to rig.
Gets too big and they just say, oh, we can't do it. We can't do it. They got us. Too many votes. We have a lot of votes. So get your friends, get your family, and get out and vote in numbers. And America, I tell you what, like numbers that you've never seen before. I think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have the greatest election victory in the history of our country. And to help ensure election integrity, go to protectthevote.com. Protectthevote.com. So in conclusion, to Billings, from Glendive to Great Falls, and from Big Sky to right here in Bozeman, this state was built by some of the toughest men and strongest women ever to walk the face of the earth. Montana is the land of cowboys and cattle hands, ranchers and farmers, frontiersmen and soldiers, adventurers and pioneers who charged into the wilderness, scaled the Rockies, trekked through the ice and snow, and carved out a life in one of the most beautiful places in all of.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. We only got 37 views. We only got 37 likes in here. Hit that like button.
I mean, it's so true. All of that driving today, there's no place more beautiful than this. Together they built this state. They helped make America into the single greatest nation in the history of the world. But now we are a nation in decline. We're a failing nation. We are a nation that has lost its confidence, lost its willpower, and lost its strength. We are a nation that has quite simply lost its way. But we are not going to allow this horror to continue. Less than 4 years ago, we were a great nation. And we will soon be a great nation again. It's going to go quickly. With our leadership, every disaster.
How y'all feeling about Trump's speech? Let me know if y'all think he killed in this speech.
Can be fixed quickly. It's going to have to be fixed quickly. We don't have time. Every problem can be solved and every wrong can be rectified. By this time next year, America's borders will be strong, sealed, and secure. Promise. Inflation will be in full retreat. Our economy will be roaring back.
Trump is winning in the poll right now. Trump is winning in the poll in the chat right now.
Which you never hear about anymore.
We're going to get to Kamala Harris' speech next.
For citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. Law and justice will reign all throughout our land. Freedom will be restored. The flame of liberty will be burning bright. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the worst administration in the history of our country, will be invading memory of and our great,
That's a fact.
including the once forgotten men and women of our country, will be the one shaping America's magnificent future when I am the 47th President of the United States. Because we are all Americans, and together we will show November 5th to be the most important day in the history of America. November 5th, Election Day, and that period will be the most important day and period in the history of our country. Our country will be greater than ever before. You have to remember November 5th and mark it down, the most important day in history. Because we are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again.
What else, Trump?
We will make America strong again.
What else, Trump?
We will make America proud again.
What else, Trump?
We will make America safe again.
What else, Trump?
We will make America free again.
What else, Trump?
And we will make America great again. Thank you, Montana. Thank you, vote for Tim. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Do y'all feel like Trump smoked that? Do y'all feel like he smoked that? Do you feel like he smoked that speech? We're gonna welcome to the Check-in Report, y'all. If you don't know, welcome to the Check-in Report.
What a thrill.
We in the building right now. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. We're gonna get right into the Kamala Harris speech, because Kamala Harris, she did a rally as well. We started this live off with a speech from Donald Trump. We're gonna get into Kamala Harris's speech right now. She did this speech where she did her campaign rally. I think it's in Phoenix. Oh, she was in Phoenix. Okay. So yeah, she was in Phoenix, Arizona. She had a campaign rally. She did her little rally or whatever. We're about to get into what she was talking about. See, just to see the comparison of speeches. I did come in, just to give, Trump just a little bit of, just to give Trump just a little bit of, just shoot him a little bit of bell. I did start late on his speech, so we didn't get to hear the full Trump speech. But we're gonna get right into Kamala Harris's speech. Let's see what she's talking about right now. Let's get into what she was talking about today. The pantsuit Messiah is in the building. The multiculturalist Messiah is in the building. Montel Williams' old piece, his old work is in the building. We're going to get to it. And don't forget. Sweet Dick Willie's mistress is in the building. We're about to get into it.
Be back in Arizona. Good evening, everyone. Oh my goodness, thank you all so very much. Oh, it is good to be back. Let me just say, let me just
hit that like button, y'all. We 200 stronger here. Hit that like button.
Thank you all so very much. All of you. We're gonna do this. And I want to thank all of the incredible leaders who are here, including Congressman Greg Stanton, your next United States Senator, Congressman Ruben Gallego, and my dear friend, United States Senator Mark Kelly.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button.
As Arizona knows, Mark is an extraordinary leader who has dedicated his life to the service of our nation as a fighter pilot, as an astronaut, and as a member of the United States Congress. And he has given...
Just to let y'all know, she's in Phoenix, Arizona right now. She's in Phoenix, Arizona doing this campaign rally.
And I am so grateful, Mark, for your friendship and your leadership. And, of course, the phenomenal Congresswoman Gabby Giffords.
Anybody from Phoenix? Anybody from Phoenix, Arizona in here? Anybody from Phoenix, Arizona in here? Let me know. I want to let your voice be heard.
Mayor Corey Woods, and Arizona co-chair of Republican.
Okay, Joshua says he's from Glendale. Okay.
John Giles.
We got Glendale, Arizona in the building.
So today, I also bring greetings from our incredible President, Joe Biden.
Joshua says insecure black men fear Kamala. That's an absolute falsity. That's an absolute falsity. Nobody fears Kamala. Nobody fears the pantsuit Messiah.
We are all deeply grateful for his lifetime of service to our nation, and we thank Joe Biden.
And keep in mind, this is not a black woman, Joshua. She's not a black woman. What makes her a black woman? What makes her a black woman, Joshua? Please, let me know. Humor me. What makes her a black woman?
So, Arizona, this has been a big week. On Monday, I officially became the Democratic nominee for President of the United States.
You became the Democratic nominee. You didn't put in no work. You didn't sit through no primaries. You didn't debate nobody. You damned. You don't even want to sit down and have an interview. Rob the people from a democratic process.
And as you all just heard, Tim has a great record as governor.
Timmy boy.
Minnesota.
Tampon Timmy. He went into that boy's locker room. You get a tampon. You get a tampon. You get a tampon. He's Oprah Winfrey of the tampons. Tampon Timmy, her running mate.
So, thank you.
Somebody said if you seen her and the police pulled you over, you would think she's a light-skinned lady. Somebody said something about police and she got pulled over. If I was a police officer and I seen this woman, I would think that this is an Indian woman. I would think that this is a multiculturalist. I don't see a black woman. I see a multiculturalist. I see an Indian woman. I see an Indian woman cosplaying as a black woman. That's a fact.
Which includes respecting the voices that I think that we are hearing from. And let me just say this on topic of what I think I'm hearing over there. Let me just speak to that for a moment, and then I'm going to get back to the business at hand. So let me say, I have been clear. Now is the time to get a ceasefire deal and get the hostage deal.
Hold on. Kamala, you've been in office for 3.5 years. What are you talking about? Now is the time to get a ceasefire deal. Why haven't you and the Biden administration been doing it already? You talking about things that you could have done while you were in office. You gotta think. Y'all gotta put on your thinking caps, y'all. Y'all gotta put on your thinking caps. She's talking about getting a ceasefire deal when she's in office, and she could do a ceasefire deal right now. What's stopping her and Biden? What's stopping them from moving? An election season? A new pantsuit? What's stopping her from doing a ceasefire deal right now? What's stopping her?
Around the clock every day to get that ceasefire deal done and bring the hostages home.
You ain't been doing that in the last 3.5 years. All that time you've been in office, you could have been working on that. You could have been doing that, but you haven't been doing that. See, that's the thing. That's what Kamala Harris is messed up at. Because you can't tell us, oh, we're gonna get back in the office and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a ceasefire deal. We're gonna get back in the office and we're gonna work on inflation. You can't tell us that because Kamala Harris, you've been in the office for 3.5 years. Why haven't you been doing it? Why haven't you been working on inflation? Why haven't you been working on the ceasefire deal? Why haven't you been doing it already? Why are you telling about us now? Why are you telling us about it now? Let's get back into it.
So I respect your voices, but we are here to now talk about this race in 2024. So, Tim Walz, so let's just say this. Besides being governor,
Tampon Timmy Walz, he gave tampons to all the boys. He was the Oprah Winfrey of giving out tampons to public school boys. You get a tampon. You get a tampon. Handing out tampons like hotcakes. Tampon Timmy Walz.
to his former high school football players, he was coach.
Yeah, they used to call him coach. And then after he started giving out tampons, they went to the Tampon Timmy. It was like, hey, coach, we're going to call you Tampon Timmy now. Vice President Tampon Timmy.
So it's so good to be back in Arizona, and I thank you all for turning out today. This is an extraordinary, extraordinary thing. And Arizona, I'll also say this, as exciting as this is, we cannot lose sight of a really important fact. We are definitely running as the underdog. We are the underdog.
Let me talk about this whole I'm Kamala Harris and we're the underdog. We're the underdog. How are you the underdog when you're the sitting candidate right now? You're not the president, Kamala, but you are the sitting candidate. You are essentially vice president right now. How are you the underdog? How are you the underdog when Trump is dealing with all these criminal trials, defamation lawsuit, an indictment, an attempted assassination? How are you the underdog? Somebody explain to me why she feels like she's the underdog when Trump is the one being thrown in jail. Trump is the one going through criminal trials. Trump is the one having an attempted assassination on his life. How are you the underdog, Kamala? You're the sitting VP. How are you the underdog? How? Hold on.
And This is going to be hard work, but I know we like hard work. Hard work.
You don't like hard work, Vice President. You still haven't done an interview. Why haven't you sat down with the publication yet? Why haven't you sat down with ABC, CNN, NBC? Why have you not given a publication an interview yet? You've been pushing pencils. You've been buying new pantsuits. You've been getting new silk presses for your hair. You've been cackling. You ain't been doing the hard work. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
Is good work for all of us. Hard work is good work. And we will do it with joy. And I know we are all clear about what we are up against. As many of you know, before I was elected vice president, I was an elected United States senator. Before that, I was an elected attorney general, and before that, an elected district attorney.
Yeah, she was a prosecutor. She put a lot of black men in jail, threw away the key. One man was on death row. He was an innocent man. She hid critical evidence that could have taken him off of death row. A lot of innocent black men, she threw away the key. A lot of your brothers, a lot of your fathers, a lot of your uncles. She threw those black men in jail, threw away the key, thought less of them. And you got to think about when you're a prosecutor. Let me just talk about this for a second. When you're a prosecutor, you got to think about how morally corrupt that a prosecutor is. What is a prosecutor's job, y'all? This was her job now. This was her job. What is a prosecutor's job? A prosecutor's job is to get a conviction. That's their job. It's not to get justice. It's not to, give the victims, the healing that they need and deserve. It's to get a conviction. A lot of those men that she was in the courtroom with, she thought less of them. She threw those men in jail. She didn't care about the lack of evidence. She didn't care about, the reasonable doubt in those cases. She went for the jugular and got the conviction. How can we put somebody in the office that morally corrupt? All the black men that she thrown in jail, trumped up charges, inflated charges, bloviated charges. How can we trust her when she has a lack of morality, a lack of humanity? She was willing to do anything to get further in her career. Let's get back.
I was a courtroom prosecutor.
Yeah, she was prosecuting all those black men she locked up. Somebody said, you are a liar. You trying to tell me Kamala Harris never put an innocent man behind bars? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You're trying to tell me she didn't do everything in her power to get innocent black men in jail for trumped up charges? Not only gave them trumped up charges, but gave them significantly higher charges than their white counterparts. How about that? A white man went to court, he was being prosecuted for for having drugs on him, White man went in the court office. You know what Kamala Harris did? Oh, we're going to give him probation. We're going to send him to rehab. He's clearly a user. He's a white man. We're going to get him some probation. We're going to get him some drug rehab. We're going to clean him up. This man needs help. He needs compassion. He needs our assistance. Society needs to help this poor white man who got busted for drug possession. When a black man came in there with drug possession, this man is a super predator. Our community is not safe with him walking around the community. He's selling drugs to the kids. I am looking to give him 25 to life. No more, no less. No please. She gave black men significantly higher charges than their white counterparts. That's what she did as a prosecutor. How can you, as a black person, a black man, black woman, support a person that was a prosecutor, a part of the white supremacist power structure known as the justice system? How could you sit and support that? How could you sit back and eat and have your popcorn and look and let this woman run? How could you get behind that? She locked up a lot of your brothers, a lot of your uncles, a lot of your cousins. And supposedly, right, hear me out, she's some type of black woman, right? She's been lying to everybody, telling everybody she's a black woman. So you know the black struggle. You know a lot of these black men did not start on an equal footing. Some of these black men, they grew up in Section 8 homes. They grew up in the projects. They grew up in the ghettos. They couldn't get that 9 to 5. They couldn't get that job. Maybe they had a record. Maybe they had bad influences. You know what happens in these communities if you're a so-called black woman, right, Kamala? So when you were a prosecutor, why didn't you try to help those black men? Why you didn't put those black men in drug rehabilitation courses? Why you didn't let those black men with a slap on the wrist and give them probation? Why you didn't try to assist them like you did the white drug people that came in there with possession? Because you ain't no black woman. You don't care about black men. All you cared about was furthering your career, furthering your incentive. Your job as a prosecutor was to put black men in jail, and you did a damn good job at that, didn't you? But now you have to pay the piper, because now you're tap dancing, you're singing and dancing, you're chucking and jiving and high-fiving for the black vote. But we ain't voting for you. We ain't rocking with you. We don't like you. Well, yeah, and we all know you ain't no black woman. We know you ain't no black woman now. Kamala Harris, come on, Kamala Harris. Black people don't cook greens in the bathtub, Kamala Harris. You're not fooling us. Black people don't cook greens in the bathtub, Kamala. Collectively. Black people collectively. When we heard that, we ultimately knew she is not for us. She does not come from us. Because black people don't move like that. We don't cook our greens in the same place we wash our ass. The same place we wash our balls. The same place we wash our feet. So ultimately, you know, you're told on yourself. The charade is over. Let's get back into it.
So I took on, in these roles, perpetrators of all kinds.
No, you locked up innocent black men. And listen, hear me out. I'm not going to sit here and say that every single person that, you know, she prosecuted was a good person. I'm not going to say that because, listen, a lot of those men that she did, you know, put in jail, maybe a lot of them did deserve it. A lot of them were lifetime criminals, career criminals. But what about those black men that fell on hard times? What about those black men that had reasonable doubt in their cases? What about those black men that were innocent that she prosecuted? Does she have any empathy, any compassion in her heart? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Predators who abused women. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers.
Fraudsters. What about the innocent black men? Are you going to mention them? Are you going to mention the innocent black men that slipped through the cracks? The innocent black men that you prosecuted, or because you were trying to further your career, or because you were trying to get that district attorney job, you were trying to get that, that senator job, you were trying to further your career, and you knew locking up black man after black man after black man was going to further your career. Are you going to mention that, Kamala? Are you going to mention that? I don't think you're going to mention that.
Scammers who broke the rules for personal gain. So Arizona.
Somebody said, wait a. Hold on. Stop spamming though. We don't let spam. No spamming in here. Don't spam. Let your piece be heard, and that's it. Don't spam in here.
With over 8 million.
One second, y'all. We're gonna get back into it. In the meantime and in between time, let's get back into it.
Hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And let me pause this. I've been watching her campaign, and she has yet to change up her speech. She has the same talking points. We ain't going back. I know Trump's type. She says this in every single speech. Change up your speech, Kamala. You don't have to do a new speech every day, but at least every week you should have a new speech. It's the same talking point. Like, we literally watched Trump. Trump was on that stage for damn near an hour and 30 minutes. Shooting the shit. This woman has the same script. Every time she does a campaign rally, she goes off the same script. Change it up, Kamala. Give us something new. You mean to tell me nobody in your campaign, nobody in your corner, nobody that's in your camp can write you a better speech, or upgrade the speech, make it longer, maybe have some more talking points? I mean, this is just lazy. I've literally watched at least 2 or 3 of her rallies, and she has the same speech. Change it up. Give us something new and fresh. I don't feel like she's doing that. Yeah, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one that's picking up on that. I've seen a couple of her rallies, and she doesn't have anything new. There's no new material. There's no new talking points. There's nothing new that she wants to talk out or bring out. It's like the same thing. It's like every single speech is the same speech. Even I saw Fox News, they did something on that where they just had the same. Salute to the person who gave a donation. Salute to that person. Let me read their donation. Hold on. Salute to Yurley. Yurley says, it's kind of crazy how she became the nominee with no votes. Wow, so democratic. That's a fact. That's an absolute Snapple fact right there. That's an absolute Snapple fact. Salute to Yurley. Yeah, the Democrats, and it's all in the name. The Democrats, they champion themselves as, this is the democracy, this is the Democratic Party, we are for the people, we work for the people, we want the people to be heard. That's what they run on, right? But here in this situation, you're robbing people of a democratic process. You robbed RFK. You robbed Gavin Newsom. You robbed all of those Democratic nominees that were definitely a threat to your your campaign. All of those people were a threat to the Kamala Harris campaign. She was, she didn't want to go through sitting through a debate with RFK or another political opponent. She didn't want to go through that. And I still feel like somebody needs to look into Biden and Kamala and why Biden decided to leave the time he decided to leave at. I think that is very weird that, he left at that time where it created an opportunity and door for her to just go into that slot and get that nominee. She didn't have to go through no primary. She didn't have to sit through no debates, no interviews. We've never seen this before. That's a fact. So salute to Yurley. Salute to Yurley. That's an absolute fact. That's an absolute fact. Salute to Yurley for the $5 donation. Yeah, if y'all want to talk to me, send those donations in. I'm reading all donations. I'm reading all donations. So salute to anybody that donates. Let's get back into it.
I've been dealing with people like him my entire career. For example, as Attorney General of California, I took on one of our country's largest for-profit colleges that scammed students. Well, Donald Trump ran a for-profit college that scammed students.
Well, still my Trump University.
As a prosecutor, I specialized in cases of sexual abuse. Well, Donald Trump was found liable for committing sexual abuse. As Attorney General, I held Wall Street banks accountable for fraud. Well, Donald Trump was just found guilty of fraud, 34 counts.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I've heard this before. She said this before. Like, I'm still waiting to hear something new in her speech. I haven't heard nothing new. She did this whole spill in her last rally. This is nothing new. I haven't heard nothing new that she said yet. I've heard all of this before. Let's continue, though. I've heard it before.
All of this, yeah, the courts will deal with that. We're going to win in November. We're going to win in November.
No, you're not. No, you're not. The people don't like you. The black vote, you do not have the black vote. I don't know if you guys know this, but hold on. I seen this today. Let me look this up real quick. But I heard that the Latino civil rights. Let me just make sure I'm getting this right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Because I seen this today. The Latino civil rights movement. Yeah, the Latino civil rights movement is supporting and endorsing Kamala Harris. I don't know if you guys know that. I seen that today. Do we have any Hispanic people in here? Yeah, Latino civil rights group endorse Harris and Walls. Do we have any Latinos in here? Any Latinos in here? Any Latinos in here? They're saying that a Latino civil rights group is endorsing, giving their full endorsement of Kamala Harris and Walls. Let me know. Let me know if we got any Latinos in here. I just want to know. I just want to hear. But I just want to know if we got any Latinos in here. Do you agree with that? Are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Kamala Harris supporter? Let me know. Just want to know. Just want to know. Just want to know where y'all stand. Just want to know. Get the thoughts of people that's in here.
Say, in this campaign, I will proudly put my record against his every day of the week.
When are you going to sit down with a publication and have an interview? When are you going to do that? You know, this woman has yet to do an interview. Here you are running for president of the United States. Trump has sat down with at least 3 different publications at this point. 3 different publications he sat down and had an interview. This woman hasn't done one. You're running for the president of the United States. You don't think people should know who you are? What's going on? What you're running for, your agendas? Get to talk to you. Know what's going on in your head. Know your habits. We don't know nothing about this woman. We know very selective things. We don't know much about this woman because she's refusing to do interviews. She's refusing to talk to the publications. When will she sit to you Kamala sexuals? I know you guys are in here. A lot of Kamala sexuals are in here. When will this woman sit down with a publication? It don't got to be Fox News. She don't got to go to Fox News. CNN. Go to CNN. Go to ABC. Go to NBC. Sit down with the National Black Association of Journalists. You know? Sit down with BET. Y'all sit down with somebody. Sit down and talk to somebody. She hasn't yet to talk to anyone yet. Why won't she speak to a publication? I want to know. I'm curious. You're running for president of the United States. This is a serious gig. You're going to be, the leader of the free nation, home of the brave. And you're running for the president of the United States, and we have yet to hear you in an interview. We have yet to somebody to grill you on the questions, grill you on the topics, grill you on what you're running for. We have yet to see that. We have yet to see that. I just want to put that in perspective because a lot of people aren't noticing that. A lot of people aren't noticing that she has yet to do an interview. Trump has sat down with at least 3 interviews at this point. 3 interviews. This woman has yet to do 1. Put that in perspective. Why won't she sit down with the people that she wants to vote for her? Why won't she sit down with the Latino community? She wants them to vote for her. Why won't she sit down with the black community? She wants them to vote for her. All of these, the LGBTQ, why won't she sit down with these communities, with these publications? Why won't she sit down with them? Elliot says, I'm convinced you have no eyes. Elliot, welcome to the block party. Welcome to the block party. Mind your business. Stop majoring in the minors. A lot of niggas love to major in the minors. Stop worrying about my eyes. Worry about washing your ass, brushing your teeth. Worry about improving your life. Don't worry about my eyes, sir. Stop majoring in the minors. You're majoring in the minors. Major in the majors. We got a topic here. Let's get back into it right now.
Every day of the week. But make no mistake, that being said, our campaign is not just about us versus Donald Trump. It is about, and I love you, Bob.
She don't love you. She don't love you. You know why? 'Cause she don't love you because if she loved the people, like she say, she would be sitting down with an interview talking to the people. Why won't you make yourself available to the people? You want the people to vote for you. You want the people to empower you for voting for you, but you won't sit down with the people, touch the people, talk to the people. Why won't you do that? Why won't you make yourself available to the people? You know, make yourself available to the people.
Our campaign is about
Your campaign.
2
Because you're not doing anything for any other group. Your campaign.
different visions.
And listen, if you enjoyed the last 3.5 years of Joe Biden, sending over billions and billions of dollars over to foreign countries and If you like that, if you like the price of your groceries and the inflation, the price of your gas, if you like all of that, then maybe you should just vote for her again. You should vote for Joe Biden. If you like the way the price of your groceries look, if you love the inflation, if you love the housing market and all the, how the housing market is out of control, if you love the dwindling economy, then Kamala Harris is your girl. Vote for her. But for the people that are, they want to see, inflation go down, they want their price of groceries and their cost of living to go down, I think the choice is clear.
One, ours, focused on the future. The other, focused on the past. And Arizona.
Somebody says she's going to do interviews. Obviously, why hasn't she done them? We're 90 days away from the election from election night. We're a few days away from the Democratic National convention. Few days away from the convention, 90 days away from election night. And we haven't got one interview on this woman. That's ridiculous.
We fight for the future. A future with affordable health care, affordable child care, and paid leave.
Hold on. She said affordable home care. Let me actually run that back. Let me run that back one more time, just to hear what she said, just to get some clarification on what she said.
But make no mistake.
Hear that back again.
Said, our campaign is not just about us versus Donald Trump. It is about, and I just
want to hear what she was saying, what she was running on. Because you've been sitting in the office for 3.5 years, and I'm just thinking to myself, why haven't you done any of these things? If these are the things that are weighing heavy on your mind, weighing heavy on your heart, these are the things that you want to get done, why haven't you done them in the last 3.5 years, Kamala? That's my question. See, it sounds good, and that's what the Democrats do. It sounds good. Oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, but it's like when you get in office, you've been in the office for 3.5 years. What have you been doing? What have you been doing? And that's going to work against her, because when she's in a debate and she's talking about, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to cease fire and I want to bring down the inflation and yada yada yada, it just a lot of people are going to scratch their heads and say, well, you were in office for 3.5 years. Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you worked on this? Why haven't you been trying to do this? Because that's what I'm scratching my head saying.
Our campaign is about two different visions for our nation.
Hold on. Manic says I'm spamming the hold up. Listen, man, this is my channel. I'm going to spam whatever the hell I feel like spamming, all right? Mind your business. It's my show. You worry about washing your ass, and I'm gonna worry about my show and what I'm doing. Salute to Sete Mop. I hope I'm not butchering your name, but they sent in a $10 donation. Salute to Sete Mop. Sete. I hope I'm not butchering your name, but Sete Mop. Sete Mop with a $10 donation. Salute to them. We put respect on the donors. So salute to Sete Mop with the $10 donation. I'm gonna like that. Salute to them, man. I appreciate that. I salute donors, man. We put respect on the donors. We put respect on the donors here. So if you got something to say, you got something you want to get off your chest about this whole election thing, let it be heard. Let your voice be heard.
One, ours, focused on the future. The other, focused on the past. And Arizona, we fight for the future. A future with affordable health care.
Affordable health care.
Affordable
Affordable child care
and paid leave.
and paid leave. Okay, Kamala, my question is this. You've been in the office for 3.5 years. Have you not been?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You've been in office for 3.5 years. Why haven't you been doing this? Why haven't you been putting the things in motion to have these things in motion? Affordable health care, child care, paid leave, all of these things. They sound nice. They sound very good. It sounds very good. Why haven't you been putting these things in motion? What have you been doing for the last 3.5 years? Have you been pushing pencils? Have you been buying new pantsuits in your ever-growing catalog of pantsuits, in your ever-growing closet of pantsuits from Claire's? What have you been doing? That's my question. Because all of these things that you're running on, affordable health care, affordable child care, all of these things, they sound nice. They sound good. But then when I'm thinking to myself, it's like, yo, you've been in office for 3.5 years. Why haven't you been putting these things in motion? Why haven't you been working on these things? Why haven't you been doing these things? Why haven't you and Joe Biden come together and get these things done?
Fire!
You know?
Future where we build a broad-based economy where every American has an opportunity to own a home, to start a business.
Let me stop you right. Let me stop you again. Why haven't you been making that process easier for every American? Why haven't you been making the process of buying a home? A lot of young adults right now, they're getting out of college. They got that degree. You know, they're drowning in student debt. They're trying to get that job. They got a cute girlfriend that they've been dating for 4 years now. They're ready to get married. They're ready to start a family. They're ready to get that high-paying job and get that house and be a part of the American dream. They can't do that living under the Biden administration and the Kamala Harris administration. Can they? There's young adults right now that can't start a family, that can't buy a home because the cost of living is crushing them. Inflation is crushing them. The cost of living, rent, mortgage, the housing market is out of control. So you haven't been making the process easier for the everyday American. You haven't been making these things possible. So you're running on things that are totally antithetical of what you're doing. Let's continue.
To build wealth. Here with us today, I know.
Salute. Salute to Carl with the $20 donation. Salute to Carl McConnell. He says, she's demonic. We're at the cliff's edge. We must unite. I agree, Carl. I agree. This country's in bad shape, Carl. This country's in bad shape. And, you know, she's running on things that are totally antithetical of what she's doing. Why hasn't she done any of the things that she's running on? You're talking about child care. You're talking about affordable living. You're talking about affordable, what else she said? Affordable child care, affordable cost of living. All of these things, right? Paid leave. Why haven't you been doing this and working for this for the everyday American? Because it sounds good. You know, when you go in front of a crowd of people, these are things that people are going to feel titillated about. They're going to feel good about that you're running about this. But your 3 years of service in the White House suggests that you are not doing these things, that you're not, none of these things are on top of your priority list. And the reality is this is something that a lot of you Kamala sexuals are going to have to deal with. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to hear it from me, whether you don't want to hear it from me, whether it doesn't matter. You Kamala sexuals are going to have to deal with this. This is real. This woman is already paid for. She's already paid and sponsored for. There's a reason why she had the highest amount of money grossed for her, in that, 24-hour span, why she got that much money within that short amount of time. There's a reason why. This woman is funded by some very powerful people, some 1% people. And make no mistake that she will be working for those 1% of people that put her in office, or that are trying to put her in office, that are funding her. There's some high people in high places that she will be fighting for. She's not fighting for the everyday American. She won't be doing things for the everyday American. What you're going to see is a lot. What you would likely see is the same thing you saw with Barack Obama. What you would likely see is her do the same song and dance that Obama did. Incentivize the LGBTQ, bail out the big corporations. Is that not what Barack Obama did? More than likely, that's what you would see her do. She's not fighting for the everyday American. She has sugar daddies in high places already. She's brought and paid for, sponsored for. And that's why, people have to do a little bit more research on these political candidates. People, they get so wrapped up in the parties and what these people are saying, but they never look into who's funding the person, who's funding this person, who's sponsoring this person, who's putting money into this person's campaign, because that will tell you a lot. Somebody said proud Kamala. Oh, Joshua said that. Proud Kamala sexual. Hey, man, it is what it is.
We have a number of Native leaders. And as president, I will tell you, I will always honor tribal sovereignty and respect tribal self-determination.
Kamala Harris wants a woke country. That's what she wants. She wants all the boys in the country, all the boys and men to use pronouns. Tampon Timmy wants to give, tampons to everyone, whether whether Tampon Timmy wants to give, tampons to little boys in public schools. Where are we headed? Anybody ever seen Smokey and the Bandit? I hate to take it here, but anybody ever seen Smokey and the Bandit? What did Buford T. Justice say? What is the world coming to? That's how we feel right now. I got to be honest. What is the world coming to? We got any Smokey and the Bandit fans? It was a racist scene, but I mean, it was funny though. It was funny. It was a comedy, Nah, somebody said I'm not even gonna. I'm only putting respect on donors, bro. Listen, man. If you want to talk to me, if you got something to say, put it in a donation, man. We only respect donors in here, all right? Put some respect on the donation, man. I'm not gonna be sitting here talking to just because you got your little opinion. If you want to be heard, let it be. Get your, I'm reading all donors. I put respect on donors. I put respect on the donors. When people donate, I put respect on the donors. All right, so let's get back to what she's talking about.
And fight for a future where every Native person can realize their aspirations and every Native community is a place of opportunity. We believe in a future where we lower the cost of...
Salute to Setamop. Salute to Setamop with the $2 donation. They sent me a sticker. Salute to the sticker. Yeah, salute to Setamop with the $2 donation. They sent me a nice little sticker there. Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the $2 donation. Let's get back to it.
Families. So that they have the chance not just to get by, but to get ahead. Because look, while our economy is doing well by many measures...
Why the economy is doing well? What? Salute to Toby Ripnick. Salute to Toby Ripnick. Tony Ripnick with the $2 donation. Salute to you, sir. Thanks for the donation. $2 donation. Salute to you. Salute to you. Yeah, but what is she talking about? Talking about, oh, the country is doing good by a lot of measures. How is the country doing good, Kamala? We're suffering through an inflation right now. People right now, people have to decide if they're going to pay their rent or they're going to pay for their groceries. Am I going to pay for my car note or I'm going to pay my electric bill? People are suffering under the weight of inflation in this country. But she's sitting here cackling. She loves cackling. The cackling cow. And she's very tone deaf to what's happening in America, because let's be honest, she's been in the White House for the last 3.5 years. She's been in politics for a long time now. She's not feeling the pressure and the weight of the everyday American. She doesn't even sit down and do interviews where people can express that to her. So you gotta understand how tone deaf this woman is and how she's not even sitting down with people to talk to them about their issues and what they're dealing with. But she's talking about the country we're doing good by all these measures. How are we doing good? People are suffering right now. A lot of young adults, they can't buy homes. They can't start their family. There's young men right now, young women right now that have a beautiful girlfriend. They have a job. It's a decent job. It's not that good, but it's decent. But there's a lot of young people that are in love right now. They got a girlfriend, and they have to second think. They have to have second thoughts about, getting pregnant or starting that family. They're having second thoughts about that. Can I afford a child right now? It's expensive raising a child. A lot of young adults are thinking about that right now. Should I start a family? I mean, I really love my girl, and I know that's what she wants. She wants to have a baby, but I mean, we afford it? I mean, right now, everything is tough right now. We could barely afford rent. I could barely afford my car payments. I could barely afford to get the groceries in the house. There's young adults having that discussions right now. They're realizing that I can't really have a baby in this economy because we're going to struggle. We're going to be on government assistance. So that's what a lot of young people are dealing with. That's what a lot of people are dealing with in general.
Fire!
Let's get back into it.
For everyday things like groceries are still too high. You know it and I know it.
And whose fault is that, Kamala? Kamala Harris, Kamala Bear Harris, the Prince of Camelot. Come a million. You come and go. Whose fault is that? You've been in office for the last 3.5 years. Whose fault is it for the inflation? It's you. Salute to Setamop. Salute to Setamop. With the $20 donation. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. Salute. With the $20 donation. He says, do you think if she step out of the Biden-Harris that she can find her own identity? Oust of her 4-year under VP. Let me read that one more time. Do you think if she maybe I think you meant away. If she stepped away out of the Biden-Harris that she can find her own identity? Oust of her 4-year under VP. Personally, this is how I feel, right? This is how I feel about, her finding her own identity and all of that. She had time to show us her identity or who she was. She had time. You've been in office for 3.5 years. You could have sat down with, many publications, talked to them, express how you wanted to run for office after Biden was done with serving out his term. She had ample opportunity to, let us into her world. She decided not to do that. She decided to wait all this time to not sit down with these publications, to talk to them, have an interview, allow people to see a different side of her. It's her fault. And I think that in terms of her stepping out, finding her own identity, she's going to be forever linked to the just the incompetence of the Biden administration. She's always going to be linked to that. She's going to be forever linked to the incompetence of the Biden administration. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we have to deal with it. This is what we have to deal with. If we're all going to say Joe Biden his cognitive skills were dissipating, hear me out. Walk with me. If we're all going to say Biden's cognitive skills were dissipating, his mental tenacity to do the job was dissipating, all of these things he was not able to do, I have to ask you one question, everybody, and this is for the Trump supporters and this is for the Kamala sexuals. If all of that is true, what we heard about Joe Biden, who has been running this country for the last 3.5 years? Who's been running this country? If his cognitive skills have dissipated, if he can't do the job, if he's not equipped, he doesn't have the tenacity, who's been running the country for the last 3.5? Who's running the country right now? For all we know, she could be running the country right now. While the stock markets are crashing and going down. She could be running the country right now while the inflation is going up and up and up, skyrocketing. So she's showing us her identity. When the president is at the top of the top and his mental tenacity is dissipating, this should have been your time to rise to the occasion and take over the reins. We're looking at it. We're looking at we're looking at a Kamala Harris presidency right now, with the markets going down, with the inflation. Because if Joe Biden can't do the job, if he's not equipped enough to do the job, then the VP's right there. It's supposed to be the VP's job to take care of the duties when the president can't, right? So we're looking at a Kamala Harris presidency right now with the inflation, with the stock markets. Nobody's thinking like that, though. Everybody's getting their Kamala sexual on and all that other stuff, but they're not thinking who's running the country right now. That's important.
Wix,
give
1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. All right, hit that like button. Hit that like button. But to salute the sec mop for the $20 donation. Salute to you, sir. Salute.
Price fixing schemes. And when I am president, I will continue that work to bring down prices. I will take on.
Why haven't you been taking down the prices while you've been in office? You're in the office now. Why do you have to wait? Why do you have to wait until the election? Why do you have to wait until, we're going to wait until the election season to do something? We're going to wait. You're in the office now to impact change. You're in the office now to make these things happen, to set these things in motion. Why aren't you doing them now? That's what a lot of you Kamala sexuals have to ask. But, you don't have, you're too worried about your pronouns, too worried about, what color tank top you're going to wear to the next rally to ask her these questions. Why aren't you doing it now? Why aren't you bringing down this inflation now? Why aren't you making healthcare affordable now? Do it now. You're in office. You have the power. You have the influence. Why do we got to wait for the election season? Oh, we got 90 more days to get the Kamala Harris change. We got to wait 90 more days to get the Kamala Harris for the inflation to go down. For her to finally do something. Stop pushing pencils. Do it now.
Corporations that engage in illegal price gouging. I will take on corporate landlords that unfairly raise rents on working families. I will take on big pharma and cap the cost of prescription drugs for all Americans. And all of this is to say, unlike Donald Trump, I will always put the middle class and working families first.
Why haven't you been putting the middle class families first while you've been in there? Listen, all of you Kamala sexuals, hear me out. Just hear me out, bro. It sounds good in a campaign rally. It does. It sounds good. But you're looking at somebody who's already in office to affect change. You can't run from the narrative. Listen, when you're a candidate and you haven't been in office and you're talking about things that you want to do, day one, I'm going to get in office and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It sounds better because you're a fresh candidate. We haven't seen you before. You haven't had the opportunity. You haven't had the power yet. So when you're a new candidate and you haven't been in office yet, it sounds good. But when you've been in office, when you've had the influence, when you've had the president's ear to do this, to make this happen, to effect change, and you've done nothing, it doesn't sound good because you were right there to impact change. She's going to have to continue to deal with that. She's going to have to deal with that in debates. She's going to have to deal with that if she gets interviewed, that you're talking from a perspective of you want to change things, you want to do this, you want to do that. But in these 3.5 years, you haven't done none of it. Why haven't you done any of it? Salute to Set Mop for the $10 donation. He just sent me a sticker. Salute to you, sir. Salute for supporting the channel. Thank you, Set Mop. Salute to you, sir. Salute. Set Mope. My fault. Is that an Egyptian name? Set Mope? I feel like I heard that before. Set Mope. I feel like I heard that name before, like in Egyptian mythology. Set Mope. Is that an Egyptian name? That y'all let me know. Let me know, Set Mope. Is that an Egyptian name? Salute to you, though. Salute.
Coach Walls and I know States of America. And when the middle class is strong, America is.
So my question to Kamala Harris is this: if the middle class, you know, is the demographic that you care about, and that, you know, you're saying that they built America, which is something I agree, they did build America. Why haven't you been taking care of the middle class? Why haven't you been making it easy for middle class people to buy homes? For them same middle class parents, for those same middle class people that have had children, why haven't you been making it easy for them to, you know, assimilate to American culture? And not American culture, excuse me, American society. There's a lot of young adults right now. They're living at home with their mothers, living at home with their parents, because they cannot survive in America. I was in a taxi, actually an Uber. I was in an Uber about, you know, maybe 2 months ago, and I was in a Uber, and I was talking to this guy. He's a naturalized citizen. He's been here for 30 years. I believe his former country was he's from I believe he's from Ukraine. But he's been here for 30 years and he's naturalized, right? This man is 41 years old. 41, y'all. Drives an Uber. 3 kids, 41. This man lives at home with his mom. 41, 3, married. Salute to Swift Titan for the $5 donation. Salute to Swift Titan for the $5 donation. Salute to you, sir. Swift Titan says, some of these people in the chat are either dumb or evil. Also, $5 to get more soundboard sounds. No problem, Swift Titan. No problem. No problem, bro. Salute to Swift Titan, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate it. How about this soundboard, Swift Titan? Let me know if you like this one.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people.
Hold on.
No.
How y'all like this one?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
How y'all like that one? How do you Kamala sexuals like that one? How do you Kamala sexuals like that one? But yeah, man, I met somebody who's 41 years old. They live at home with their parents. They have children, you know, and you know they're finding it hard to live in American society. They're finding it hard to get things up and running. You gotta think 41 with children living at home. Like it'll be maybe you may fall, maybe lose your job. Might live with your parents for maybe a year, get back on your feet, But we're talking about a 41-year-old man with kids living at home with his parents, man. This is what's going on in American society. A lot of young adults are having issue trying to get things up and running because, the country's so tight right now. Things are tight. Things are tight right now. And nobody's making it easier. Salute to Toby Rupnick for the $1 donation. Salute to you, sir. Salute. Salute to Toby Rupnick for the $1 donation. I did see that. Salute to you, sir. Salute to Toby Rupnick. He sent me a sticker there. Salute to it wasn't a sticker, it was just a $1 donation. Salute to Tony Rupnick though. Salute to him. Salute. Let's get back into it, y'all.
Is strong. And while we work to move our nation forward, look, Donald Trump.
Set Mopes, he sent a $2 donation. Okay. He says, what is a middle class in America? That's a good question. Salute to Seta Mope for the $2 donation. He says, what is a middle class in America? I'm gonna be honest with you. The middle class is dissipating in America. It's dwindling right before our eyes. I mean, the way we're headed to a country, there's only going to be two classes where we're headed as a country. If we continue to go where we're headed to a country that's only going to have two classes, and it's going to be the haves and the have-nots. That's where we're headed. The haves and the have-nots. Those who have money, and in an American society at this point, you're gonna have to be wealthy to be considered having money, and everything else is going to be considered poor. That's where we're headed. So the middle class is dissipating, but the middle class used to just be hard-working Americans, blue-collar Americans, and you could find these blue-collar Americans. You could find them in the hospitals. You could find them being mechanics. Some of them are your police officers. Some of them are, just hardworking people, and it has nothing to do with a college education, because there's a lot of people that have college education that are, considered middle class. It's about hardworking Americans that go to work every day, do their job, tax-paying citizens, people that put into the system. People that are God-fearing, tax-paying citizens. That's what the middle class used to be. Hard-working, blue-collar Americans. But where we're headed, inflation is crushing us. And it's hurting those people. It's hurting those good people that have worked so hard. It's hurting those people that have, done everything by the book. They've paid their taxes. They're good citizens. They're God-fearing people. They've done everything by the book, but inflation is crumbling. It's hurting them. It's crippling the nation. Setamope says, so what is above water, if you understand me? Above water? Are you looking for, Setamope, are you looking for like a number amount? Or are you looking just in general statements? Are you looking for like a number amount? Because as far as a number amount, I would just say, I don't have a number amount per se, but for you to be underwater, in my opinion, if you're underwater, I'm gonna let you know right now. If you're underwater in this country, I'm gonna tell you your demographic. You're either single, because you can't be married if you're underwater. I mean, you're underwater if you're single, off the rip, because it's gonna take two or more incomes coming into your household for you to survive in America. It's impossible to survive in America with one income. It's impossible. So if you're single, living in America, you're underwater off the rip. You're underwater. Yeah, but if you're I don't have a price. I don't have a number amount. But just the people that have, high paying jobs, people that are wealthy, most of these people are the 1% earners, 1%, individuals. It's more so like the haves and have-nots, That's more so what it is. The haves and have-nots. That's pretty much what, but if you're underwater, I'm letting you know right now, if you're single in America and you don't make a certain amount of money, you're already underwater, because I'm letting y'all, this is a good thing for a lot of you young men to know. Listen, man, America's not easy. America is not, especially if you're not making a certain amount of money, you're going to need a partner to survive in America via, whether she has a good job that has good benefits that will award her partner, whether it be that person is set up and maybe you don't have your stuff set up right. And maybe she got her, her 401k. She got everything set up. She got her pension and her retirement ready. You know what I mean? You got your thing set up and how you did it. It's going to take more than one person to survive in America. That's a fact. That's a fact. So I would say anybody that's underwater, this is just my opinion, you would have to be single, you clearly wouldn't have a good or decent paying job. You probably have, a blue collar job. You make good money or decent money, but it's not enough to, buy a home, start a family. That's what I would say underwater would be for me, in my opinion. You know? But I'm just letting y'all young men know. A lot of y'all young men need to know, especially a lot of y'all young men that's like in your early 20s. Maybe you're single right now. Maybe you're saying, I'm going to take a chill. I'm not going to really date right now. I want to focus on me. And that's a good thing. Keep focusing on you. But I'm just letting y'all young men know, if you're not married, if you're not trying to shack up with a woman, and put your incomes together and try to build something, it's going to be hard. You're going to need two incomes in America to survive. Going at it alone is you're only going to be able to sustain for a monetary time. You're going to need somebody else to help you, to be a helpmate, to contribute to what you're building. So that's just something that a lot of you young men should know. But let's get back into it.
Be very clear, intends to move us backward. Just look, and we're not going back. We're not going back.
She literally does that speech every single campaign rally. We're not going back. I could literally pull up at least 3 campaign rallies where she's talking about we're not going back. We're not going back.
No. But just look at his, Tim talked about it. Look at his Project 2025 agenda.
And that's another lie that the Democratic left are pushing. Democrats, see, listen, this is how the Democrats operate. They operate in scare tactics. They don't operate in doing the work. There was a point in time where the Democrats, they operated in trying to do the work, or at least talking about doing the work. They realize that's too much effort doing the work or even talking about it. They operate in scare tactics. Think about it. What have the Democrats been saying? Project 2025. Trump is a tyrant. Trump is a threat to democracy. All scare tactics. They operate in scare tactics. That's what they try to get to. That's what they do to try to get you to vote for them. They don't want to put the work in anymore. They don't want to talk about the topics, the issues. They want to scare you into voting. Hey, guys, you better vote Democrat or you're going to have to deal with Project 2025. Hey, guys, you better vote Democratic or you're going to have to deal with Trump. He's a tyrant. He's a dictator. They deal in scare tactics. They don't deal in work. That's a fact. Let's continue.
It's 900 plus pages. I can't believe they put that thing in writing, by the way. But when you look at it, when you read it, you will see Project 2025 is a plan to weaken the middle class. If he is elected, Donald Trump
has nothing to do with Project 2025. Now, if you want to bring J.D. Vance into it, I heard he forwarded the manifesto known as Project 2025. But Donald Trump has nothing to do with it. He did not write it. He had nothing to do with the creation of it. He had nothing to do with it. That's just the facts. Because the Democratic media, they love to say, "Oh, Donald Trump is a liar." I feel like the Democrats, they deal in deception. They deal in the lies of deception. Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. He has nothing to do with it. He did not write it. He did not create the manifesto. He did not forward it. He didn't do anything he claimed he has nothing. Now, I think that was a lie. That was a bit of a stretch. He said he never heard of it. That was a lie. He went a little too far with that one. I think he definitely heard of it, but he has nothing to do with it. Salute to Malik Omar with the $9.99 donation. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. Salute to you, sir, Omar. Omar says, hold on. Omar says, you're a godsend. Truth hurts. And a lot of Kamalalites, Kamalalites, that's new. Kamalalites are delusional. This country is financially in trouble, and the Democrats are not the answer. Vote on the best interest of America. God bless. Salute to Malik Omar. Salute to that man. Salute to that patriot. Yeah, salute to that patriot. Salute to Malik. And he's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. The inflation happened under whose watch? They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about everything else. They want to talk about, oh, Trump got indicted and Trump he's a criminal. Trump is a tyrant. The Project 2025. They want to talk about all of these things, but they don't want to talk about who did the inflation happen under. It happened under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. They're responsible for the inflation. So when you're doing a campaign rally and you're telling, people at your campaign rally, oh, we're gonna fix inflation. Oh, we're gonna make sure the prices of your groceries go down. We're gonna make sure you can buy homes again. We're gonna make sure we can do this and that. It sounds crazy to me, because if you're responsible for people not being able to afford their groceries, you're responsible for the cost of living being so high. What are you talking about? What are you running about? You're the problem. You're the issue, Kamala Harris. You're the reason people are struggling. You're the reason. So it just sounds crazy to my ears that you're talking about inflation and this and that. You're going to fix this. You're running on issues that you're the cause of. You're the cause of these issues. That's my issue.
Intends to give a tax break to billionaires and big corporations. He intends to cut Social Security.
And make no mistake, we already know who Kamala Harris sugar daddies is. She raised all that money within 24 hours. You don't think she got sugar daddies in high places? This woman has sugar daddies in high places, and I can assure you, if she were to ever be president, she's going to give her sugar daddies a tax break as well. Like, stop it, Kamala. We seen how y'all operate. We seen how you guys operate. Stop acting like you're working on the behalf of the people. You are not. You got sugar daddies in high places.
Security and Medicare. He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis. And Arizona, every day you feel the impact of extreme heat and drought.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, it be hot in Arizona. It do be hot in Arizona. But to be honest with you guys, like, let's be honest, man. The country is not ready to switch over to electronic cars. We're not ready. We're not ready. Electronic cars are not, they're not capable to what gas cars are powered to do. Think about the long distances of travel that truckers do. If we were to switch over to electronic cars today, everything from the truckers, from the constructions, from the everyday transit, the passengers, everybody switched over today, it would cripple our economy. It would. Your supermarkets would be empty. You would not get your goods and services on time. A lot of things would be stopped. A lot of businesses would lose money if we all switched over to we're not ready yet. We're not ready for the switch over to electronic cars. That's just a fact. It has nothing to do with, listen, the environment and the environment and global warming, all that stuff is important. It's cool. But the reality is, we also have to think about our economy as well. We also have to think about, are we ready to switch over? We're not ready. The cars, they're not ready. The powering stations to power the electronic cars, they're not ready. We're not ready to switch over. So until we're ready to switch over, somebody says lies. Well, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Is there an electronic truck right now that can go from, New York to Florida, Florida to California, that can go across the country? Is there an electronic truck right now that could be on the road for over 20 hours? Let me know. Prove me wrong. Is there an electric car that could be on the road for over 20 hours without powering up? Switching over to electric would cripple our economy. It would. We're not ready. Nobody ever said that switching over to electronic cars wouldn't be good for our environment. It would be. It would be. But we're not ready. When we get ready, we can switch over, but we're not ready now. We're not ready now. That's just the facts of it.
You know this crisis is real. He calls it a hoax.
Somebody said electronic trains. We're talking about cars here. We're talking about everyday transit. We're talking about truckers. We're talking about construction workers. We're talking about, people getting their goods and services, everyday cars, people traveling long distances to get to work, not electronic trains. You're talking about a totally different thing.
And on top of all of this,
salute to Chris Rosamando. He says Project 2025 even said on their page that they're not affiliated with Trump. They also fact-checked the bogus agenda Mark Kelly put out, claiming it was theirs versus their actual policies. That's a fact. That's a fact. Trump has nothing to do. And salute to Romando. Yeah, salute to Chris Romando. He says, Trump had nothing to do. He has nothing to do with Project 2025. That's a fact. But they keep telling us, Trump has something to do with Project 2025, and he's the reason Project 2025. That's all we keep hearing. And like I said, the Democrats, they deal in scare tactics. They don't deal in fixing the issues, working on the issues, fixing the problems. They're too lazy to do the work anymore. They want to scare you into voting for them. They don't want to put the hard work and dedication in. Put the hard work and dedication in, Democrats. Stop scaring the American public into voting for you. Stop scaring the American public. It's like all they care about is scaring people into voting for them. It's sickening. It's nasty work. But a lot of you Kamala sexuals, you're not going to call it out. You're not going to say, yeah, the Democrats, they kind of operate like when you turn on CNN, when you turn on ABC, when you turn on MSNBC, clearly they're using scare tactics in for you not to vote for, Donald Trump. It's all scare tactics. I would like to see a Democrat do some work for once. I would like to see a Democrat actually, get their heads dirty for once. Instead of just, trying to scare someone. Boogeyman tactics. That's what it is. Boogeyman tactics. Trump coming. Trump gonna get y'all. Trump gonna get you. Trump is coming. Everybody run. Trump is coming. Boogeyman tactics. It's boogeyman tactics. That's what it is. People can see through it. People can see through it.
if Donald Trump wins in November, he intends to end the Affordable Care Act.
Is that true? Let me know. Anybody in the chat right now I haven't heard that before. Is Trump planning to end the Affordable Care Act? Let me know that. Is Trump? Is that something that he has been saying? I haven't heard him say that in any of his speeches. We got a few Trump supporters in here. We got some Trump supporters in here. Has he said that he's going to get rid of the Affordable Care Act? Let me know. Because I haven't heard that. That's why it's like kind of news to me. I haven't heard that before. Did he say he was going to get rid of it? Has anybody? I'm looking at the chat right now because I haven't heard that before. I want to know if anybody heard that before. I haven't heard that, so that's kind of news to me. I haven't heard that. Nah, I've watched Trump's speech. I've never heard him say that. Somebody says, yeah, he has. Somebody else says, no, I never heard that. I'm just trying to see what people have said. Somebody else says yes. Okay, I'm just looking to hear what, listen, man. Yes, 138 times. Okay, all right. Hey, I'm just hearing what people are saying. Hey, man, I'm just hearing what people are saying. I haven't heard that in any of his speeches. I feel indifferent to it. I mean, I'm not, I'm good over here. I got my insurance. I just want to hear what people are saying. I just want to hear what people are saying.
And take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. You remember what that was? Remember what that was?
Look, y'all give me 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna be honest with you though. That's just how, that has nothing to do with Trump. That's just what insurance companies do. That's what insurance company, it has nothing to do with Trump. That's just how insurance companies operate. Of course, they're not gonna take a loss if somebody is dealing with an ailment that they haven't had somebody that's under their coverage. That's just how slimy insurance companies are. That's just how slimy insurance companies are. You should really be mad at insurance companies operating like that than you should be at Trump. Yeah, maybe if he had the power to get rid of the Affordable Care Act or whatever. I mean, that's cool and all, but I'm just saying, the issue should be with healthcare. Why isn't she working on giving every American free healthcare? I think she's mad at the wrong person. You're mad at the person getting rid of the act. You should be getting mad at the insurance companies, because the insurance companies are the ones implementing these things. They're the ones doing let's make sure we don't get a loss here, we don't get a loss there. They're the ones doing it. They're the ones finagling the system. So I mean, you should be mad at the insurance companies. And my thing is this, right? Why nobody's talking about free health care? This has been one of the wildest election seasons. Nobody's really talking about issues like we're hearing issues about immigration, inflation, economy. Like they get into some of the things, but why aren't we hearing things like free health care or like things that are game changing? Because like the Democrats, they like to run this game of every candidate that we have is they're gonna change the world. Remember when Obama ran for president? They ran on the premise of change, hope. Oh, Obama's gonna get in office, everything's gonna be different. Everything's gonna change from this moment on. That's how the Democrats like to run. They like to make it seem like, oh, we're gonna get this candidate in office and they're gonna, abortion rights. Somebody, okay, yeah, I mean, that's one of them too. But I'm saying like every time the Democrats, get select someone, they try to make it seem like this person's gonna get in office and everything's gonna be different. Everything will change. But we're not hearing anything that we haven't heard in the last 30, 40 years in this country. Give us something that the American people can buy it into. Like free health care for every American citizen. Somebody said nothing is free. That is a fact. 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 That is a 1000% Snapple fact. But I'm just saying, like, why aren't we hearing things like that? You know, because listen, the Democrats, they're supposed to be the progressive party, right? You guys are the progressive party, the Kamala sexuals and the Democrats. You're the progressive party, you know? The forward-thinking party, the party that, you know, we're trendsetters, we're this, we're that. You're the forward-thinking, the progressive party. Why haven't you been talking about free healthcare? Why haven't you been talking about things like reparations? I haven't heard none of these things. Where are the progressive ideals? I'm not hearing any progressive things, you know? Abortion rights are not progressive, you know, abortion, you know, it's not progressive to me. You know, a lot of the things that they talk, the economy, that's not progressive. Somebody, Tim Grover says, I'm deflecting. How am I deflecting? I'm just asking a question. You want me to get back to the Affordable Care Act? I just told you that I never heard that. I never heard Trump say that. You know, I've never heard Trump say that. So you're telling me he said this, but I haven't seen it. Until I see a video of him saying it, then I've never heard that. So it is what it is. You know, I've never heard that. So I mean, you telling me I'm deflecting? I haven't heard that. When has he said that? Can you put a video in the chat and show me that he's gonna get rid of the Affordable Care Act? I mean, I've heard some. If you really want to get into it, I've heard some horror stories with the Affordable Care Act as well. Do you want to get into those? Let's not act like the Affordable Care Act is just this perfect thing. Because I've heard some horror stories from Obamacare. I've heard some horror stories. So let's not act like the Affordable Care Act is just this, you know, perfect thing. It's not. It is not. Hold on. Give me 1 second. My fault, y'all. My fault. All right, let's get back into it.
He won't win. You're right. We will win. We will win.
Kamala sexuals, Joshua, you're a Kamala sexual. Let your voice be heard, Kamala sexual. And Joshua, what pronoun are you? What pronoun are you, sir? Let me know what your pronouns are, bro. Let your voice be heard, bro.
And part of why we are going to win is because we remember, and we are smart, and we know what's happening, and we're not falling for the gaslighting, and we're not falling for the okie doke.
The okie doke.
That's why. So look, America has tried so many of those failed policies before, and like we all know, we're not going back. We will move forward and take on the biggest issues facing our nation. For example, the issue of immigration. So I was Attorney General of a border state. I went.
Hold on. Are you about to talk about immigrations and you haven't even been to the border? You haven't even been to the border, ma'am. Is she about to talk about immigration and ain't been to the border? She ain't even been to the border. Go to the border first and then start talking about immigration, woman. Get your behind to the border. Then you can talk about immigration. It's ridiculous. How you ain't even been to the border yet? Go to the border.
Prosecuted them in case after case, and I won. So I know what I'm talking about. We know our immigration system is broken, and we know what it takes to fix it. Comprehensive reform that includes...
The Kamala sexuals are running rampant in the chat. The Kamala sexuals are running rampant. They have their panties in a bunch. Kamala sexuals, let me know what your pronouns are. I just need all the Kamala sexuals. Let me know what your pronouns are. Just tell me your pronouns. Let's take this time out to hear you guys' pronouns. Put your pronouns in the chat, Kamala sexuals. Let me know. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, I need to know your pronouns. That's all. I just want to know that. And I mean that with all due respect. What are your pronouns? Your candidate uses pronouns. You know, y'all seen the video where she was using pronoun. I just want to know some of you guys' pronouns. That's all. This is with all due respect. What are your pronouns?
Security and an earned pathway to citizenship. But Donald Trump does not want to fix this problem. Be clear about that. He has no interest or desire to actually fix the problem. He talks a big game about border security, but he does not walk the walk. Earlier this year, everybody here knows, earlier this year we had a chance to pass the toughest bipartisan border security bill in decades.
Hemi.
And they going commercial brazy right now. Hold on. They going commercial brazy.
But Donald Trump tanked the deal. Because he thought by doing that it would help him win an election. But when I am president, I will sign the bill.
Keep in mind, she's also making it seem, oh, on day one, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Again, you've been in office for 3 years, for 3.5 years. You're telling us you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. On day one, you get in office. I'm gonna do this, guys. I'm gonna do that. Why haven't you been doing it? You're right there. You're in the White House. You're pushing pencils. You're laying out your pantsuit for the day. Oh, I'm gonna wear this tan blazer with this pantsuit. I'm gonna wear this blouse with this pantsuit. I'm gonna wear this color rouge on my face today with this pantsuit. You're doing all of that, but you ain't been doing none of the things that you've been talking about in this campaign speech. Where is the action? Where is the motion and the motives? I don't see it. Not for the last 3.5 years.
So Arizona, ours is a fight for the future, and it is a fight for freedom. Across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on assault against hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights. The freedom to vote, the freedom to be safe from gun violence.
Hold on. The Democrats are trying to make this election about gun violence. Every time I hear a campaign speech, they throw in gun violence at the top of the docket. Let's all agree. What has been at the top of the docket this season? Economy, of course, inflation, economy. I would say abortion. I would say immigration. These are the things that are at the top of the docket. The American public, I'm talking about right now, not when the last time we had, whatever, some type of incident. I'm talking about right now. What's on the American people's minds right now is the price and the cost of living. It's inflation. It's immigration. It's abortion too. Abortion is up there. But these are the things that are weighing heavy on the American public's mind. The Democrats are trying. They're trying desperately to throw guns into the equation. Just want to take note of that. Take note of that.
And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government telling her what to do. And on that last point, understand how we got here. When he was president, Donald Trump handpicked 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would overturn and undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And as he intended, they did. And now, in over 20 states in our nation, there is a Trump abortion ban.
And I want to salute those countries. Salute. I want to salute those countries. I want to, excuse me, my fault, I said country. I want to salute those states. I'm sorry, y'all. It's late. It's real late. I want to salute those states. The reality is this, man. Now, listen, of course, there's going to be exceptions to the rules. If somebody's been violated, if it's, you know the situations on where, I think everybody would agree someone deserves those services. But if we're talking about two consenting adults, you need to take care of your responsibility. Take care of your responsibility. Take care of your responsibility. Stop giving people an easy way out. And then listen, I know it's not an easy discussion to have. And like I said, to those women that, get violated or something happens to them, we're not going to get into that. Because I think everybody would agree that those women deserve those services. But if we're talking about two consenting adults, bro, and you lay down with someone and y'all create a baby, take care of your responsibility. Take care of your responsibility, bro. And let me say this as well. Somebody said, this is nonsense. Bye. Well, get out of here, bro. I'm not begging you to stay here, bro. I'm just talking how I feel. So people get so butthurt because other people have opinions. This is my opinion. We all have opinions, bro. This is my opinion. It's my opinion. But my whole thing is this, right? This is my thing. This is just how I feel. And like I said, I think that women that have been victimized and things like that, I think they deserve those services, absolutely. But if we're talking about two consenting adults, then I think people need to take care of responsibility, bro. Yeah, stop sleeping around. That's another thing. That's another thing. That's another thing. Why nobody's talking about that? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that these people should be taking responsibility. This would be the time to take care of your responsibilities. Take care of your responsibilities. We all have responsibilities to take care of, That's just how I feel about that whole thing. It's like, I'm not for, and another thing I forgot to mention, if you go to every black neighborhood, I'm sure we got a couple white people in here, but if you go to any black neighborhood, you're going to find an abortion clinic. You're going to find an abortion clinic. Every black neighborhood has it, right? And who's responsible for that? Who's responsible for the deletion of our young women and our young boys and girls? Who's responsible for that? I'd say the Democrats. The Democrats are putting these clinics in our communities. The Democrats are supporting it. So essentially, the Democrats are, they're a part of deleting young boys and girls of the black community. They need to be held responsible for that. They need to be held responsible for supporting that. I'm pro-choice. So, actually, I'm not. I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life. My fault. It's late, y'all. It's late. I'm pro-life, though. Yeah, I'm pro-life. So, I just feel like, people need to take care of their responsibilities for one. And if you really look at the Democrats, they're responsible for, for us losing a lot of young boys, a lot of young girls, because they gave people the ideology that, oh yeah, you got to get rid of this. Oh yeah, you're not ready. You're not responsible enough. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. We need that young boy in this world. We need that young black girl in this world. And the Democrats are responsible for putting those clinics in our neighborhoods. Yeah, they're responsible. Why don't we see these clinics in, let me ask y'all this question. Especially to you Kamala sexuals, right? Why don't we see those clinics in Chinese neighborhoods? Why don't we see them in Jewish neighborhoods? Why don't we see those clinics in affluent white neighborhoods? Why don't we see it? Why don't we see it? Why do we have a clinic in every black neighborhood in America, but we don't see it in the Jewish neighborhood? We don't see it in the Chinese communities. We don't see it in the Middle Eastern communities. We don't see it in any of these communities, but it's in the black community. Who's responsible for that? Who's responsible for that? I say the Democrats. I say the Democrats because if you look at all these black cities, they're all democratically ran. Are they not? Are they not? Are all these all these cities, all these black cities, are they not democratically ran? I'm just asking the question, y'all. I'm just asking the question, some of y'all got y'all panties in a bunch because I asked the question. I'm just asking the question. Somebody said you obviously don't travel. I've been all around America. You name a state, I've been there. I've been all around America, and I've been out of the country. You're talking to the wrong guy. Let's get back into this because she's about to close out.
Many like Arizona with no exceptions even for rape or incest.
And like I said, any woman that has been through that traumatic, thing, I think, we should look into giving them that service. If it's, that type of, that if something like that, I mean, I think we would all agree that a woman deserves those services. In those cases, a woman being victimized, a woman being, being put underneath that, dealing with those circumstances, we would all, understand. But we're talking about two consenting adults that decided to lay down with each other, didn't think about the consequences of laying down with each other, didn't use protection, didn't use a contraceptive. People have to take responsibility. If we're talking about two consenting adults, that's just my opinion,
Freedom. Now, the baton is in our hands. Each and every one of us. So we who believe in the sacred freedom to vote will finally pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act. to live safe from gun violence will finally pass an assault weapons ban, universal background checks, and red flag laws. So much is on the line in this election. And understand, this is not 2016, and this is not 2020.
You know what nobody talks about when it comes to
Oh
building
my
a
goodness,
content creator
they
business?
hurt
That
me.
if you're not
What's with these commercials? It's been like 800 commercials through this clip right here, man. It's like, and it's about to end. But it's like so many commercials in this clip.
Around, the stakes are even higher. And that's because last month, the United States Supreme Court basically just told the former president, who has been convicted of fraud, that going forward, he will be effectively immune no matter what he does.
But do y'all see what she's like running on? Do y'all see what she's running on? Kamala Harris, you're talking to your these people are gonna vote for you. They came to your rally. They're for you. They want you to talk to their initiative, talk to their agendas, talk to them and tell them what they want to hear. They want to hear that you're going to do things for them, that you're going to help them, that you're going to fix the cost of living, fix the inflation. They want to hear things like that. Why do you continually go back to Donald Trump? I understand that's your political opponent that you're running against. You're not looking good in the polls or whatever. I get it. But people don't want to constantly hear. Like, I'm talking about the people that show up to your rallies. You know, maybe in a debate, maybe when you're talking down, maybe when you're in an interview, but you're talking in front of your constituents. They want to hear, like, I just feel like all through this, speech, it's just like she keeps going back to Trump. It's like I'm not really hearing more that I feel like I need to hear more in terms of the issues. More in terms of what you're running for, more about what you're going to do, and less about Trump is going to do this if he gets in office, and Trump is a tyrant, and soon he put all these Supreme Court justices and to overturn Roe v. Wade, and Trump, he said, like, I mean, how many times we're going to talk about Trump? What are you going to do for the American people? That's what I want to know.
Think about what that means in this election. Think about what that means. He's been effectively told he will be immune if he's back in the White House. Think about what that means when you remember Donald Trump has openly vowed if reelected, he will be a dictator on day one.
And it goes back to what I said, scare tactics. These are scare tactics. Most, back in the day, politicians, and don't get me wrong, politicians have always, if you look at, I'm a big fan of American history. If you look through American history, you're going to find, plenty of political candidates, besmirching their opponent, talking down to them, some of them making up lies, throwing dirt on their name, throwing them underneath the bus. You're going to find that all throughout American history, right? So that's nothing new. But this is like a 30-minute clip, right? And this is her full speech. So she was only on stage. If you looked at Trump's speech, he was on stage for a full hour. He touched on a lot of things. She's only on stage for about, less than 30 minutes, really. And if you look at her speech, it's littered. It's littered with Trump this and Trump that, and Trump is a dictator, and Trump is going to overturn this, and the first day he gets in office, he's going to be a dictator, and this and that, but Trump and Trump and Trump. It's like, dog, what are you going to do for the American people? Can you talk to that? Can you talk about the price of my groceries? Can you talk about the price of my mortgage and rent? Can you talk about me getting taxed for everything? Can you talk about immigrants pouring into my community? Like it's like she's bringing up all of this stuff. Like, dog, we Kamala Harris. Newsflash, Kamala. Newsflash.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
Newsflash, Kamala Harris. We watched the news. We seen Trump get arrested, indicted, defamation lawsuits. We seen all of this. We don't need a highlight reel of Trump's last 6 months. We don't need a highlight reel. Talk to your constituents. Talk about what you're gonna do for them, how you're gonna help them. It's like she's just sitting up here. It's like a damn like the damn Source Awards. If you're tired of Trump being a dictator, dancing all in the videos, vote for Kamala Harris. She's like, what are you, Suge Knight? Get to the issues. Get to the problems of the American public. Kamala Knight, get to the issues. We don't need a crash course on everything Donald Trump has done. She's like giving us a crash course. Like, dog, we watch the news. Get back to get back to helping the American people.
That he will weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies.
Now hold on. Now we have to talk about this. Yeah, did you guys not weaponize the justice system against him? Did you not? Did the Democrats, did they or did they not weaponize the justice system against Donald Trump? Did they not do that? Did they not weaponize the justice system against him? I'm just asking. Because if you ask me, they definitely did. They definitely weaponized the justice system against him. So it's okay for you to do it. It's okay for you to do it. It's okay for him to, it's okay for, it's okay for y'all to do it. It's okay for you to do it, but it's not okay for him to do it. That's what you're really telling us. It's cool when you do it. What's that song? It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. F them. That's essentially what she's telling us. Yeah, we weaponized the justice system against him. We hit him with a defamation lawsuit. We hit him with an indictment. None of it stuck. You weaponize the justice system against him. But it's a problem if he does it to you. You don't want Trump to find out whose cocaine that was in the White House. Because we still didn't get to the issue of that. Whose cocaine was that? We all agree it probably came from Hunter Biden. Beaming up the Scotty. But y'all don't want an internal investigation on whose cocaine that was in the White House. I want to get to the bottom of that. I want to get to the bottom of that. It's a lot of things we have to get to the bottom of. After this election, we got to get to the bottom of that assassination attempt. We got to get to the bottom of that cocaine in the White House. We got to get to the bottom of Joe Biden. I'm sick. We only got a couple days to the Democratic National Convention. I'm sick now. We can't do no primaries. We can't do no democratic process. Just make Kamala the Democratic nominee. Just make her the nominee. We don't got time to debate. We ain't got time for primaries. we got to get to the bottom of all of that. We got to get to the bottom of all that. We got to get to the bottom of all that. It's a lot of things we got to get to the bottom of. with this Biden and Kamala Harris administration. And you know what else we got? No, I'm not even going to mention that. Let's continue. I'm not even going to mention. Let's go.
Remember that he even called for the, quote, termination of the Constitution of the United States. Understand what this means. And let us be very clear. Someone who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again stand behind the seal of the United States.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. Every single thing she said, yo, I kid you not. I watch her debate. I watch her campaign rallies. I watch them. I watch every last one of them. She only did like 3 so far. This is her 3rd one. This is the same damn speech. Every single word she said in the last speech. Kamala, it's boring. It's repetitive. We've heard it already. Change up the speech. Give us a new speech. Have somebody write you a new speech. Everything you've said, I've heard it already. I want to hear something new. I see somebody talking about Hunter Biden. Let's get back into it. Yeah, but I've heard all of this. Everything she said, I've heard it. From the we're not going back to the he should never stand behind the sill again. I've what did she say earlier when she said, I was a prosecutor and I put you know, when she did the whole spill where she said she put, you know, people who frauded people in jail, that was Trump. I put people who, you know, sexually assaulted people in jail, that was Trump. Like every single thing that she said in the last, like if you've seen one Kamala Harris rally, you've seen them all. You've seen them all. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. There's literally nothing different. She doesn't say anything different. She doesn't, you know, interpolate anything different. She doesn't add anything to the discussion. She just says that it's like it's all telegraphed. And, you know, the Fox News, Fox News has said that, you know, she's like a robot. Like I concur with that. She's like a robot. You hear the same political point. You hear the same thing. Like I ain't gonna lie. When I see the somebody says same for Trump, I disagree. A lot of Trump's campaign speeches, they seem like really off the cuff. It seems like it's almost like he's like freestyling, or he's like, you know, what do they call it? It's almost like he's freestyling though. You know, like he's freestyling the stuff. It doesn't, you know. It's very free forming. It's very like charismatic. He plays off the crowd very well. Even if, and now don't get me wrong. For you Kamala sexuals, I'm gonna throw you a bone. Kamala sexuals, I'm gonna throw you a bone. Cause I thought about this today. Every time Trump does a rally, he talks about how much he loves that chart, the immigration chart, because he said when he saw the chart, he moved his head and the bullet missed his head. He says he always talks about how much he loves that chart. And I'm just thinking to myself, yo, Trump, won't you just divorce Melania and marry the chart already? Marry the damn chart. You always talk about how much you love this damn chart, man. Get a room with the chart. Have some kids. He's always talking about how much he loves that damn chart. He's always talking about how much he loves that damn chart. Yeah, I threw you Kamala sexual as a bone there, you know, because I was thinking about that. I was like, he always mentions this chart. Like, it's like every time that he talk about that chart, man, let's get married to the chart already, man.
Never again. So, Arizona, it all comes down to this. We are here because we love our country. We love our country. We love our country, and I do believe it is the highest form of patriotism to fight for the ideals of our country.
And just like this, it's just something about Kamala's voice. This is just me. I don't know if you guys feel like this, but it's just something about the way she talks. It always sounds insincere to me. It always comes off fake and phony. It doesn't feel sincere. It doesn't feel like, you know, like when Trump is on stage, he's very charismatic. He's like a likable dude. He's like a real likable guy. If you can get over all the, a lot of you Kamala I mean, if you can get over all the stuff you hate him for, he's very charismatic. He's very likable. Like just an everyday guy. He's very likable to the everyday guy that doesn't use pronouns. You know, if you use pronouns, I'm sure you probably wouldn't be into him, or you wouldn't think that he's like, you know, a charismatic guy. But you know, to like the everyday, you know, straight leg guy, he's very charismatic, very charismatic. He's very like, you know, somebody said crooked. I mean, if you feel so, hey. But you know, it's just something about Kamala Harris. She just comes off very phony, very fake, very like insincere. It really has something to do with the tone of her voice. There's something about the tone of her voice that just sounds very insincere, very fake, very phony. Just to me. I see some people that agree with that take, but yeah, I've been feeling like that for a while because I've heard her speak for a couple. I've heard her speak a few times now, and I keep, every time I hear her, I come away with that. Like, you sound very insincere to me for some reason. I don't know what it is, but
that's how we preserve the promise of America. And after all,
and the fact that you won't like do an interview, it kind of adds to me feeling like you're insincere because you don't even have the respect to sit down with someone. But okay.
the promise of America is what makes it possible for Governor Walz and me to be on the same stage together. Because think, two middle-class kids, one a daughter of Oakland, California, who was raised by a working mother, had a summer job at McDonald's. The other, a son of Nebraska Plains who grew up working on a farm. Think about it. Only in America is it possible for them together to make it all the way to the White House.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. We will be stopping you at the gate. You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Okay, Kamala, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up, man. Come on, Kamala. You're dragging this thing out. I mean, I've heard you repeat every single word from your last speech. Come on, you're dragging this thing out. You're dragging it. Let's go.
We're running this campaign on behalf of all Americans, from red states to blue states.
You're running this campaign off of the shoulders of your sugar daddies that are funding you. Stop it.
From the heartland to the coast, and when we are elected, we will govern on behalf of all Americans. All Americans. So Arizona, ultimately in this election, I do believe we each one of us, we face a question. That question being, what kind of country do we want to live in?
Not a one where everybody uses pronouns. Not one where inflation is crippling the middle class. And that's the country that you're fighting for, Kamala. I think I've heard enough of her. I'll be honest with you. I think I've heard enough for tonight. I think I've heard enough. I gotta be honest. I've heard enough. I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough, y'all. Listen. Election season is upon us. We've got a lot to talk about. If this is your first time on the channel, salute to you. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. We're gonna have more discussions. We got a lot to unpack. The Democratic National Convention is a few days away, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get to. The Democratic National Convention. There's going to be a lot of tap dancing, a lot of shucking and jiving and high-fiving from a lot of black entertainers. They will be pulling up. I assure you. They are trying to outdo Amber Rose. Outdo Amber Rose. That's crazy. But yeah, they're trying to outdo that performance that she did up there, or that, speech she did rather. And there's a lot to get to. So if this is your first time here, we do political discussions. We talk about Kamala Harris. I continue to kick in the backs of the liberal left. Take that right there. Every time a liberal left, I get them with a right hook. Oops, upside the head. And that's on the behalf of the black community, because they've been taking advantage of the black community for over 50 years. That's a fact. So we give tune-ups over here. We give tune-ups to the political left over here, because only because. And listen, conservatives can get it too. Conservatives can get it too. But the reality is, black people have been voting for the political left for over 50 years. So they have to get tune-ups, Salute to hold on. Swift Titan. Salute to Swift Titan. Salute to you. Salute to you, sir. Swift Titan says, I'm on my computer. I'm not on my phone. My phone turned off. So Swift Titan says, great stream. Appreciate the discourse, even with the fake people. Another 5 for more soundboard sounds. No problem. Salute to Swift Titan. Salute, bro. Salute. I appreciate that, bro. Salute to Swift Titan. Salute to everybody that donated tonight. Salute to everybody that donated. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. And tune in for the next show, man. I'm going to go live tomorrow, so, subscribe to the channel. We're going to do more discussions on Kamala Harris. We're going to do more discussions on Trump. The election season is upon us. We have a lot to get to. We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to continue to kick in the backs of the political left. I kick in the backs of the political left. I have to. They deserve it. So tune in for that. And, With that being said, man, I hope you guys have been entertained as well as enlightened. I am your host, True and Livin. This is the Check-in Report. And with that being said, I wish you guys good night. Y'all guys have a good night, man. We are out of here. Toodles. Y'all have a blessed night.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you.